My project is ReSound. There's this idea of this like kind of redefinition, reimagining, redesigning something. So that's where the whole ReSound came from. I decided to take on the melting of the polar ice caps. And in my research, there really wasn't a solution to be had. And a large part of that was that right now, there are these huge changes that are taking place, and there aren't a lot of people that are understanding them completely. My take on that was that there's this kind of disconnect because these huge changes are happening in these places where there's very few people. And so the point of my project, I started off, wanting to save the polar ice caps and figure out some crazy way to do that with like turning ice, melting ice into a battery. And somehow that turned into this more kind of archival and almost awareness or activist piece where I was in the one hand trying to kind of make a space for people to investigate what changes were taking place. And on the other side of it was that I was wanting to create a piece that was in some sense an archive. That landscape and that geography might seem very, very different. So I was trying to kind of preserve this past and the present landscape before it's gone forever. I was really drawn to this idea of a map and physical maps as ways of communicating data and holding data. I developed kind of the physical space of my project using this metaphor of a map. The main thing that I was hoping people would take away from this was that there are these things that are happening and we are directly responsible for them. And there are landscapes that are shifting, and it's not just about like polar bears dying. I'd want someone to be able to go into that space having questions and having answered, or at least, not having any idea about kind of the scale of the changes that are occurring, and then coming out of it with some kind of idea or some sense of connection to that place that before was just this total mystery.